Dear all, welcome to live session on preparation strategy for GATE as well as ESE 2024 related to construction management subject. So this is Dr. G. Balaraju, Professor of ESE Engineering Academy. So coming to this particular subject, construction planning and management. So normally people used to call it as CPM and PET. So this subject is generally known as CPM and PET. So what is the weightage of this particular subject? Okay, when you see the previous question papers, particularly ESE papers, you may be finding more than 10 questions. So exactly 12 questions we can expect from this particular subject. Just let us have this particular slide. It is quite interesting and may be useful to you. 2017 onwards, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So how many papers I have taken here? Almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 papers I have analyzed. So like this we can analyze for all subjects. At least 5 papers. So I am saying that 5 papers at least you have to refer. If you refer more than 5 papers, of course 6, 7 papers you can refer, but we should not refer very old paper. Those who are preparing for ESE, compulsory you have to refer only 2017 onwards. So we should not refer 2015, 16 or maybe 14, 13 papers are irrelevant. The reason could be, so before 2016 syllabus different, 2016 onwards syllabus different. So 17 onwards we can refer. And coming to GATE aspirants, so you have to refer only 17 onwards. You should not refer very old paper because at that time CPM and PET is not there in the syllabus. Right. What is the main advantage of this particular subject? This subject is a small subject first of all. Maximum you are going to spend 30 hours. Even you refer any textbook also, it may be taking 5 to 6 hours extra. So construction management subject, only 30 hours duration subject. Suppose if you include materials like a building materials, RCC and construction management, link is there. So construction management is including even building materials up to some extent. So in GATE syllabus you can find construction materials and management. Suppose if you are familiar with the building materials, you are familiar with the RCC, then that part you can cover. And management side, if you look at management side, the main issue you may be facing is general questions in management side. CPM and PET questions easily you can answer, but only management questions somewhat difficult. So try to focus much on management because general aspects, and if you refer any previous question paper, you can find options. All options may be a similar type, like looking similar. So you have to distinguish clearly. So before getting into the details, just let us have the weightage. So GATE point of view, 3 marks, 2 marks, 3 marks. In 2020, there was no question from this particular subject. In 2023 also, there were no questions. So what do you understand now? So GATE point of view, uncertainty is there. I don't want to misguide you. I don't want to give some wrong directions. Just I'm trying my level best to present only the true data. If you see this, in 2020, no marks. In 2023, no marks. But if you look at 2021 paper, 2020 missing, no, 2021 paper if you see, 5 marks. And next to 2 marks. So at least you will get 2 marks. Okay, so those who are preparing for GATE, so don't neglect this subject. Only network diagrams, bar charts, CPM and PET, just outline. It is quite interesting. 15 hours duration. So if you spend 10 to 15 hours, actually for GATE point of view, 20 hours, for ESE point of view, 30 hours. Those who are seriously preparing for GATE, so don't leave the C payment pet topic. At least network diagram, construction, at least you practice. So C payment pet, the titles, and what is float, what is slack, how to calculate earliest value, how do you calculate latest value, then different types of floats, and come into pet network, then how to find out expected duration of each and every activity. So formula, beta distribution formula, project duration distribution, at least some extent you try to finish so that you will get 1 or 2 marks. So 2 marks you may get, those who are preparing for GATE. Coming to ESE aspirants, this subject is very, very important. It is on par with geotech and environmental engineering. How it is how it is becoming very, very important, see the weightage here. In civil engineering prelims, ESE civil engineering prelims, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 papers if you analyze, 26 marks, 24 marks, 24, 24, 22. So what do you understand? At least you will get 20 marks. So 20 marks guaranteed. So what is the beauty of this subject? Straightforward questions and very simple questions, no calculator is required, and moreover no ambiguity. So compared to other subjects, so this subject will be like very easy, and moreover the question style, like the sentence formation and anything you take, it could be, it's not more than 3-4 lines. Suppose if you take any other subject, it could be 5-6 lines in the paragraph wise you can find the question. But in the beauty of construction management, only 3-4 lines. Sir, why these 3-4 lines, 5 lines sometimes? In ESE, time is important. GATE point of view, time is not so important because sufficient time available in GATE. In GATE paper, you will have sufficient time. But ESE paper, you may not be finding sufficient time because 150 questions you have to answer in. So that is really challenging. So very, very challenging, and even 1 minute also you are not going to get for one question. So that is really challenging in ESE. But GATE point of view, not like that. So GATE paper, and you can manage any question comfortable manner, and 1-2 minutes you can spend for each and every question. So ESE selection of question is very, very important. So coming to this subject, without any doubt or without any hesitation, you can take these questions, because straightforward questions, only management related questions are somewhat tricky. The rest of the questions are very, very quite forward, maybe straightforward. Like what is total float, the definition of total float, or maybe what is slack. In network diagram, what is the use of dummy activity? Such kind of questions, straightforward questions you may be getting. And a few questions you may be finding from construction equipment, like what is the purpose of excavator, what is the purpose of dozer, what is the purpose of even grader. A very, very simple and basic level question they're asking in construction equipment. And coming to engineering economics also. So what kind of question generally we get in engineering economics? What is present value? What is the future value? Then how do you calculate the present value? Then sometimes the question could be sinking fund factor. Sometimes the question could be depreciation related things. So there are 4 methods. If you go through them, then enough. And moreover, present worth and how to calculate present worth, 2-3 models if you take, more than sufficient. And coming to mains. So why should I talk about mains right now? If you complete this course, like a 30 hours course, now you can manage even mains also. In mains, see the weightage 52, 52, 70, 50, like a minimum 50 marks you'll get, okay, from ESE mains. So what is the beauty here? In ESE mains, you can expect, maybe you can score 50 marks. In ESE prelims, you can score 20 to 22 marks. So great enough. A few subjects, you may be taking 100 hours. 100 hours, maybe more than 100 hours. You can get only 20 to 22 marks. Say geotech, or it could be environmental engineering, or it could be OCF, open channel, or any subject you take. More than 50 hours you are going to spend. But this particular subject, very small subject, but having maximum weightage. Okay, now let us have one more. What is the advantage? One more advantage. General studies, ESE general studies. You see ESE general studies, you can find 10 topics. Out of 10 topics, like start from current affairs and engineering aptitude. Next, mathematics, basics of project management, quality standards, ethics and moral values, ICT tools, energy environment, material science. So out of those 10 topics, project management one subject is there. So project management subject covered under construction project management. So project management is nothing but construction management. So that is a beauty. So if you complete this particular course, now you can have general studies also. So basis of project management also you can complete. So what is the weightage in general studies? So this subject will give 12 marks. So 10 to 12 marks. Previously, like 2018 and 19 before, even 20 paper, 20, 19, 18, 17, 20, 24, 20, 20. But recently, 2021, 22, 23 papers you see, 10 marks, 12 marks, 12 marks. So what is the meaning of this? So 10 marks guaranteed. So from this particular subject. So dual advantage is there. This subject is very, very useful for only ESE aspirants. So those who are preparing for GATE, so for them my advice is at least you practice network diagrams. So how to draw AON diagram so that we can find out project completion time. Then what is the main difference between bar chart and even network diagram, or what are the limitations of bar chart? If you go through those basics, enough. Those are preparing for GATE, 10 to 15 hours as I mentioned in the beginning itself. And coming to syllabus. If you see the syllabus, ESE syllabus, actually I have taken directly from the UPSC. Here you can just see the title, Construction Practice, Planning and Management. So construction practice, planning and management. So here what he has given, construction, planning, equipment, site investigation and management, including estimation with the latest project management tools and network analysis for different types of works. Analysis of rates, various types of works, tendering and contracts, different types of contracts, quality control, productivity, operation cost. And so what are the new things for you? So if you look at the syllabus, particularly ESE syllabus, you can find 2-3 topics totally not, I cannot say irrelevant, but management side, say quality control, construction and quality. So there is a relation, construction quality. Suppose you complete quality standards in general studies, okay? So here you can find the same topic, quality control in construction industry. Or else if you take quality control topic, now that is also covered, quality standards also covered. I think you're catching my point. So quality control heading, so various quality control techniques. It could be statistical process control or statistical quality control or quality assurance and a quality management system, or it could be ISO 9000 standards, ISO 9000 and 9001 standards, or it could be total quality management or Six Sigma quality. So if you complete quality management course either in general studies, that may be useful here. Or else if you take that course in this concession management, that is also covered. So dual advantage. So I cannot say it is a different topic. So quality control if you complete, then two things covered. Quality standards and quality standards, that topic may be one heading in general studies. There you may get 10 to 12 marks, okay, from first paper. General studies and engineering aptitude paper, you can expect 10 marks from quality standards. That subject if you complete, those aspects are useful here also. So ESE point of. Next, safety aspects. So safety principles. Okay, safety, construction safety, all these things again covered under construction maybe quality management subject. So safety principles. So safety and welfare, these are actually general issues. So general studies topic maybe here the common. And only the difficulty you may be facing in this productivity, cost analysis. Cost analysis would be estimation and costing is okay. Estimation and costing you can manage. But sometimes engineering economics means engineering economics related things like present worth, future worth, capital recovery factor, sinking fund factor, that area may be somewhat troubling you. But the project management subject includes engineering economics also. So ESE syllabus, so simply you can manage few things. You are unable to manage, no need to worry. Okay, finally, looking at the syllabus, you may be feeling heavy, like a lot of things may be under the syllabus. But previous question papers, if you refer, you can get the clarity. Only few topics are important. So 1 or 2 questions may be missing also, no problem. In ESE, even topper, you look at the score of toppers, like a first India, all India first rank. That fellow may be scoring 70 to 80%, not 80%, even 70% only. So out of 300 marks in prelims, so he may be only scoring 70%. That means out of 150 questions, hardly he may be answering 110 or 120, like that only. In engineering aptitude and general studies paper, out of 100 questions, so most of the people may be answering 60%. So 50 to 60% is great enough. It is understood that 50% buffer in engineering studies and engineering aptitude and general studies subject. That is the first paper. Like a second paper, prelims paper, you are able to answer 70 to 80% correctly, okay, enough. So 20-30% buffer is there. You can omit that. So no need to worry about the entire things. So there is a principle, Pareto's principle. Few things are very important, many things are not important. So Pareto's principle says that only few things are very important, the rest of the things are not so important. So which are very important, you try to focus, and which are not important, just ignore. So 20:80 rule. So in the entire syllabus, if you see the syllabus, only 20% topics are very important. 80% topics are not having any significance. Okay, so apply the same principle here also. And coming to GATE syllabus. In GATE syllabus, just you can find one heading like this: construction materials and management. So in this construction materials, of course, maybe not having any significance since you are going to study in RCC there, such like bricks and even how to prepare cement and very simple issues. And if you look at GATE papers, so there is no single question from materials. Actually, materials part normally they are not at all touching. So even in this subject, they are only giving question related to network analysis. Even last 6-7 papers you analyze, then the same trend is there. Then don't say that, sir, 2024 we may get question from construction materials. But for the sake of 1 or 2 questions, don't do research and don't waste your valuable time. Now at this point of time, like now in month of November almost is getting completed. December month, only 1 month to go for examination. In this crucial period, so which are very important, which are not important, first you identify. Okay, even I'm taking an opportunity, like even right now my subject only I have to discuss, but I'm telling only one important issue for you. Please go through the previous question papers. Those who are preparing for GATE, for them I'm advising. So GATE papers, if you analyze, so previous question papers, only 3-4 subjects are important, like EE subject, geotech, transportation. Okay, from these 3 subjects, you may expect 40 to 45 questions. 45 marks you'll get. So 40 to 45 marks you can score from these 3 headings. Rest of the topics may be having a 25 to 30 marks. So because aptitude, if you leave it, 85, out of 85, 10 to 12 marks from mathematics. So that also you can leave it. 85 minus 12 marks, like around 73. 72, 73 marks you have to get from technical side. In technical subjects, a major portion who is taking, only these three subjects are taking: geotech, environmental engineering, and transportation. So just try to complete those three headings first. Then you're really comfortable in strength of materials, and you may be comfortable in open channel flows, and so which zone is comfortable to you, that you take first. And this subject like concession management, or it could be even steel structures and a few airports, railways, surveying, all these subjects, maybe like even hydrology, or it could be irrigation. Only previous question papers I'm analyzing. I don't want to distinguish that it is important, it is unimportant, but only for me gate is important, like a gate paper. So gate paper if analyzed, so which subject is important, which subject is not important, just see the weightage. Based on weightage, you can give the priority. So please, first you decide or divide the topics which are very important, important, unimportant. So my subject could be unimportant heading only. But when you are neglecting the subject, don't neglect the entire things. At least some extent you can take. Okay. So my suggestion, previous question papers will guide you. Any chance of repetition. I'm saying that numericals, similar model only. Same value you may not be getting, but similar kind of models you may get. Say network diagram, they'll give a table. In the table, 3 columns are available, and activity, predecessor, and duration. The question could be the project completion time. Even 2016 paper, 17 paper, or 1923 paper, if you see, same pattern only. And you are supposed to find out project completion time. Like it is just simply, we can say, network diagram oriented question. Okay, sometimes the question could be, for each activity 3 values are given. Then you are supposed to find out project completion time, that to expected project completion time. Okay, such kind of questions you are getting. So straightforward and numerical. So practice those questions. So my suggestion, you don't like this entire things, at least you can go through the network diagrams and how to draw the diagram, how to find out the project completion time. You practice that. Don't leave that question, because very silly and simple questions you may get from this particular heading. Yeah, now one interesting slide I prepared. Actually, I did some research. So I'm talking about ESE aspirants. GATE aspirants, already I told you which are important, which are unimportant. So network diagram only important, and how to find out completion time, that only important for GATE. But those who are preparing for ESE, don't neglect this subject. So this subject is very, very important. It is on par with other important subjects, because the weightage is maximum 24 marks. So don't neglect those who are preparing for ESE. So 2023 paper, if you analyze, so 2023 paper, 22 marks, like 11 questions we had, 5 plus 6, 11 questions we had. And how we had the questions, from where we had the questions, just I did some research and I'm presenting here. Construction project management, so management related questions. So project management and construction phases are project stages. Okay, only just general questions. So construction project management oriented questions, 3 questions you could find in that 2023 paper. And these 3 questions, 1 or 2 questions may be tricky. So you may be facing some problem, because management questions somewhat tricky, and you are able to manage okay, but possibility confusion you may get. So out of 3 questions, comfortably you can answer 1 question. So 2 questions may be doubtful. Just leave it. Next part is scheduling tools, bar charts, straightforward 3 questions, very silly questions. So these 3 questions are very silly and related with bar charts. Next, 4 questions from CPM and PET. So CPM and PET, this is actually quite interesting topic, and only network diagram. And 4 questions we could see in 2023 paper. So how many questions comfortably can manage? Now here 1 question, here 3 questions, here 4 questions, without any doubt. So 8 questions you can manage. And 1 question from equipment, that too, it is a very simple question like a grader. So what is the purpose of grader? It is actually finishing purpose. scraper and grader, there is a difference. So grader is only for repairing, maybe for finishing purpose. So generally graders are used. So what is the purpose of grader? Such kind of question you got. So in 2023, out of 11 questions, 9 questions comfortably can be answered. So 9 questions can be answered comfortably, right? Then you may be getting doubts, sir, why are you analyzing like this? If you analyze like this, no, then where should we focus and where we can skip, you can understand. And I'm just trying to give some repetition. So see the repetition, where we are getting questions. Like which area you have to focus so that you can answer maximum number of questions. So you may be again getting doubts, sir, only 2023 paper you are analyzing. Not like that. Even I had 5 years papers. So there is a theorem, sampling theorem. At least if you take 5 samples, like a sample size is 5, 5 numbers you take, no, then enough. You will get exact trend. What is the trend and what kind of trend we have, whether positive trend, negative trend, zero trend, anything you can identify with 5 number of items. If you inspect 5 number of items, enough. So sample size could be 5 minimum. So 5 papers I am taking. Concession project management, next 2022 paper. From project management or maybe concession project management, general questions like organization, line organization, military, or it could be management functions, planning and scheduling differences, such kind of questions. We had 5 questions. Out of 5 questions, 3-4 questions you can manage easily. 2 questions really difficult. I'm telling you, 2 questions you could not able to manage in this. So 5 questions out of 5 questions, 3 questions comfortably you can manage. Next, scheduling tools, bar charts and network diagrams, 1 question, so it's a straightforward question. CPM and PET, 4 questions. These 4 questions you can manage because they are numerical oriented. And concession equipment, 1 question. And quality related 1 question is there. So concession quality question you could not find in 2023, but in 2022 we had 1 question from quality. Suppose you are not taking concession quality. Suppose you are not focusing on quality. So you may be missing 1 question. So out of 12 questions, here 8 to 9 questions you can manage. So out of 12, 8 to 9 means 80%. You are able to manage in 2022. Like suppose you take 2021, the similar fashion. In the 2021, out of 12 questions. So concession management, like a general management related question, 3 questions. Scheduling tools, 4 questions, like a bar charts and network diagrams. Estimation and costing, so 3 questions. Contracts, 1 question. Quality control, 1 question. Here contracts, types of contracts. So we have different types of contract. It could be measurement based contract, lump sum contract, EPC, BOT, PPP. So we had 5 types. Number 1, lump sum type. Number 2, measurement based. Number 3, EPC. Number 4, BOT. Number 5, PPP. Again, measurement based contracts can be classified into item rate or maybe unit rate, percentage rate, or cost plus percentage, or cost plus fixed fee, or cost plus variable fee, or even special type of contracts. Only contract meant for materials procurement, contract is meant for annual maintenance and maybe service, and the contract is meant for human resources. So those are actually special type of contracts. The question in examination, straightforward questions you may get, where all details are available related to a particular project. That is actually lump sum contract. Where measurements are not required, where measurements are required. Okay, such kind of questions generally we get. So types of contracts, and don't leave this particular topic. So CPM and PET important, and types of contracts important. Tenders, bid price. Then how do we estimate bid price? So straightforward, bid price is equal to project cost plus markup. So what are the elements under markup? Okay, such kind of questions we are getting, and the questions are repeating. So if you look at them, then you can understand. And coming to estimation and costing, We are not getting any two rooms or maybe single room and then long wall, short wall, this central line method. So those kind of questions we are not getting in examination. First of all, I need to clarify this. So what could be the estimation and costing here? What type of questions generally we get? Only outline based questions like which is rough order magnitude cost estimation. So which is detailed cost estimation, and where you will get accuracy, where you have details. Okay, such kind of questions like what is the basis for preparing tender documents. So general aspect. Again, that is management related. So different types of estimations. The first one, rough order magnitude cost estimation or indicative cost estimation or detailed cost estimation, definitive cost estimation, supplementary revised cost estimation or final project cost estimation. So this only the questions are outline based. They're not asking particularly for industrial building or maybe residential building. They're not asking like that. So you cannot expect such kind of questions like related with the estimation and costing. Only outline based questions you may get. And another important, resource planning. Resource planning could be manpower planning, then how to calculate the resources for a particular activity or maybe project, like 8 hours a shift. In 1 week, how many shifts are available, total workforce required. Okay, such kind of question generally we get. Or sometimes the question could be what is a markup, what is a project cost, direct cost and indirect cost given. Markup is given in terms of percentage of total project cost. So then you are supposed to find out markup, but you have to find out the bid price. Okay, such kind of question generally we get. And also estimation sometimes related with the construction equipment. And coming to 2020 paper. In 2020, management related questions are 2. Scheduling tools 2 questions, CPM and PET 3 questions. Resource planning and crashing 3 questions we had. And tenders and contract 1 question. Engineering economics 1 question. So here out of 12 questions, easily you can answer 8 to 9 questions. So 2-3 questions just you can leave it. Even I am advising you. So don't try to answer all questions. Not possible, and even everyone difficulty you may be facing because the entire syllabus no one can cover and not possible also. And coming to 2019 paper, again see scheduling tools 3 questions, CPM and PET 2 questions, resource planning 3 questions, depreciation and equipment related 3 questions, and safety 2 questions. So suppose you are not taking economics, you are not covering economics, you are not covering quality control, you are not covering safety. So there is a chance of losing 1 or 2 questions. Sir, I am not comfortable with the safety. I am not comfortable with quality control. I am not comfortable with some economics aspects. Suppose you feel like that, so nothing to worry. You may be losing 1 or 2 questions. But I am not saying that out of 11 questions, hardly 1 or 2 questions from that side. Remaining questions from only our favorite areas. Which are favorite areas now? Scheduling tools, bar charts and network diagrams, and CPM and PET. This is quite interesting. So without any deviation, which are the topics you have to cover? Bar charts, network diagrams, CPM network, PET network, resource allocations, and project crashing. So these headings you try to finish. So quite interesting and very easy. And if time permits, you can go through the project management introduction. What is a project? What are the phases in project? So pre-project phase, and post-project phase. And what about activities in project management? How the project management is different from general management? And what are the stages in a project life cycle? So project life cycle stages. And different actions or maybe different activities under each and every stage. Okay, that part you have to complete, and then once you complete that, now organizations. So what is organization? And different types of organizations like line or military type organization, functional organization, line and staff organization, pure project organization, matrix organization. And what are the merits and demerits of each and every organization? Just you have to focus, means like a theory side, that management part is completed. And the quality control, suppose you are taking quality standards, then enough. So this is regarding prelims I'm talking. And coming to mains, ESE mains also I'm presenting so that you can get some clarity and you may be getting confidence also. In 2023 paper, if you see, 50 marks, okay, from this subject. So 20 marks from PET network. So very simple problem, PET network problem was given. And you have to find out expected duration of activity, expected duration of the project, and standard deviation of critical path, and the probability of completion of and so time. So 20 marks question was given, and hardly it may be taking 5 to 6 minutes to complete that question. In ESE mains, again time is a constraint. So you have to keep in mind. Actually, I am talking about ESE mains, sir, you are too much. Right now we are preparing for ESE prelims and you are talking about mains. Okay, so my dear friend, what is my interest? Suppose if you complete this subject, advantage is there. So even mains also you can complete, like a few topics, quite interesting, and even for both the sides may be useful. For ESE mains also, PET network if you complete CPM and PET, so 20 marks you'll get, just see here. So 20 marks from PET network, and that was simple question. The same question you can expect in 2 marks in GATE paper. So what is the beauty here? In GATE paper, 2 marks question. That question will become 20 marks in ESE mains. So understand, the concepts are clear, then you are able to manage that question. So in GATE paper, you can manage in 1 or 2 minutes. The same question you are writing in the clear-cut manner, no, it may be taking 5 to 6 minutes. For 20 marks, out of 300 marks, 20 marks, how much time you are spending? 5 to 6 minutes. For every question, you will get 40 minutes in examination. 36 minutes you will get, because 5 questions you have to answer in 3 hours. So around 36 minutes you will get. For each question, bits you can find. For every question, 3-4 bits you can find. Say first question, A, B, C, D, even E also sometimes. Even 5 bits available. So how much time you are going to allocate for each question means it could be 5 to 6 minutes. So you are able to manage any question with 5 to 6 minutes, really good enough. So have a practice for that. So GATE shortcuts, whatever you are taking, GATE, how you are presenting answer, the same style you can follow in ESE mains. Okay, again I am telling you, ESE mains don't try to give detailed solution in the detailed manner, not necessary, and moreover, space is not available to you, question come answer booklet. So GATE style, GATE numericals, how you are handling, the similar fashion you can answer in ESE. So don't try to explain each and every step. That is not possible, not even permitted. You are not permitted to give details. Even you want to give details, space is not available to you. Space, limited space. Within that only you have to present your answer. So have a habit. So GATE numericals you may expect in ESE mains. That I would like to prove. What is my intention right now? I am going to say that GATE 2 marks questions are becoming 20 marks in ESE mains. Even you check it out. Any subject you take, even my subject I can prove, but the remaining subjects check it out. And coming to labor safety equipment, actually equipment related questions. What is the beauty of construction equipment? Selection factors of equipment, straightforward question. So selection factors, what are the selection factors? Then how do you select a particular equipment? So what is your purpose and place, location, site layout? So the different aspects, like economics, another aspect. So based upon that, we are going to select the equipment and what is your purpose? For earth moving, for excavation purpose, or maybe for compaction purpose, or it could be lifting purpose, maybe hauling purpose, hoisting purpose. What is basic purpose? Based upon that, we choose the equipment. So that generally the questions could be related with most of the cases, cranes, different types of cranes. And sometimes the question could be different types of excavators. Next, types of contract. As I mentioned, types of contract very, very important. Even almost 3-4 times we had a question in mains also, apart from in prelims. So different types of contracts. So this is regarding 2023. And coming to 2022 paper, pump, construction equipment, concrete pump. You have to explain the pump, then how it is like in high-rise building, then from RMC, then how we are going to pump. So using concrete pump, that basic diagram and even line diagram, and you would explain related to pump. Next, crashing question was given 20 marks. Of course, this question you can manage in 5 to 6 minutes, but not possible. It could be 8 to 10 minutes. So, but 10 minutes maximum, 20 marks you'll get. So sometimes lengthy questions you will get. If time permits, you can attempt this kind of question, 20 marks questions, like a crashing. Next, depreciation and the time value. So 20 marks from depreciation. This is a very simple question was given at that time, 2022. And coming to 2021, again types of contract related question. So tenders and contract question, 12 marks. And the pet network, 20 marks. Equipment, 20 marks. So equipment, definitely you may expect one question in mains. So every year we had a question from equipment, that is a 10 to 12 marks, or maybe it could be 20 marks questions. Here almost here how much? 20 marks, and we get 10 marks. Safety 10 marks and equipment 10 marks here. And here depreciation is again related with equipment only. And this equipment 20 marks question, and construction equipment cranes 20 marks question. In this there was no question related to equipment. So in 2023, 22, 21, 20, 19 papers, so which are very, very important topics, CPM and PET and project crashing. Finally, I'm going to prove it could be GATE paper or ESE paper. So the important things are only CPM and PET. Now this is regarding ESE mains. Like coming to GATE. So GATE papers, if you analyze, those who are looking for GATE. So GATE aspirants, 2023, as I mentioned, there was no question from my subject. So 2023, no question from construction management. I don't know the reason why that fellow has not given any question in this. In 2022, 2 marks. Very good thing is straightforward question, network diagram. And you have to find out project completion time in one paper. In one paper, you have to find out total float. Next, in 2021, highest weightage, 5 marks. So in 2021, 5 marks is great enough and easy questions. CPM and PET 2 marks, depreciation 2 marks, tenders 1 mark. In 2020, there was no question. So 20 no question means like a people will underestimate this. But in 2021, we had almost 5 marks. In 2023, there was no question. So what is the guess now? In 2024, you may expect 2 to 3 marks. At least I'm not optimistic, but I'm not too pessimistic also. Just my guess could be 2 to 3 marks in GATE 2024. So I'm hoping, so you may get 2 marks in GATE 2024. Because of this trend, 2020 there was no question, in 2021 5 marks. And the remaining papers you see, 2019, 3 marks, that too from CPM and PET, crashing question was given, and materials 1 question. In 2018, 2 marks, CPM and PET. In 2017, 3 marks. So finally, I can conclude that here, whatever you take, it could be GATE paper or ESE paper. So what are the most important topics? Just let us have the most important topics now. So most important topics, without fail you have to complete. So for GATE as well as ESE. For both the examination, the most important topics, first we have to cover so introduction to projects and project management. So this introduction chapter, under this, first we have to take project definition and project characteristics, project life cycle, project phases, project management approach, Next, we have to cover project organization. Next, project planning. Under project planning, the most important thing is WBS, work breakdown structure. So these things we have to cover under first chapter. So chapter 1, so we should not miss any these headings. Any of these headings we should not miss. At least you have to cover these things. For so coming to, actually I am talking about only GATE civil engineering paper. So only GATE civil engineering paper, based upon previous question papers, I am just trying to guess. So one of the student like Abhay is asking about geomatics. So GATE geomatics, so right now we don't have any analysis for that, because so for that even any other paper you take, previous question paper generally will guide us. If there is no previous question papers, now it is becoming quite unpredictable, and moreover it is just like probabilistic type. I don't want to misguide you. I'm not sure. Even GATE civil engineering side, less weightage for this. Even definitely in geomatics, you may not be having many questions. So this subject may be having less weightage in that geomatics also, and even other any other paper you take, it may not be having that much importance. Okay, I'm talking about GATE. So ESE point of view, very important. Okay, so that too, how I am saying very important, unimportant. I actually no one can guess without previous question papers. So for forecasting, for guessing, compulsory you have to refer previous question papers. Actually, we are not setting any paper. Understand the point here. Only as an expert, subject expert, what exactly we do, we refer previous question papers. That is generally, and moreover current trends. So GATE paper is basically for giving admission into premier institutions like a PG courses. Same time, job for PSUs, for getting job in PSUs. So job opportunities in PSU, like what PSUs are doing, what kind of research PSUs are doing, based upon that generally the paper setter. It could be IISc Bangalore or IIT, any IIT, or even right now 2024 paper is going to be set by IISc Bangalore people, but they'll keep in mind. So what is the main agenda of preparing a paper? So question paper while preparing, they'll keep in mind the stakeholders. What are the main stakeholders? So PSUs and premier institutions. So for getting admission into PG courses, what could be the criteria? Then what the candidate will have? So the BTech student or BE student must have these capability. Then only is permitted to pursue higher studies. So that could be like condition type. And PSUs, for PSUs also minimum qualification could be even GATE. So the person who is able to get a GATE and score a valid score, then is admitted to or is permitted to appear for interview. Then after that personality or maybe some interview, then they are going to take you. So the main agenda, what type of work they are doing and what kind of trend is going on today, based upon that the subjects are given weightage. So most of the works are related with the foundations, and most of the works related with the water resources, and most of the companies or most of the organizations are dealing with the research with the building materials or construction materials, the latest technologies in the material side. So there is a weightage for building materials. There is a weightage for even RCC, there is a weightage for even structures. Okay, so depending upon applications, they are giving weightage. But GATE point of view, the companies are looking for only geotech and environmental engineering related. So most of the organizations are dealing with those aspects. That's why more question from those two subjects. And transportation, because of roads, highways and all, like depending upon application, we are finding questions. Like that we can guess. but I'm not sure about the remaining things. Okay. And coming to this particular heading, introduction to project and project management, these aspects at least you have to cover. The next heading you have to cover is scheduling tools. Under scheduling tools, so mainly you have to focus on bar charts. So under bar charts, again we may be having different types. Gantt chart, horizontal bar chart, limitations of horizontal bar chart or Gantt chart, milestone chart, linked bar chart. Next, network diagrams. Under network diagrams, we had two versions. So AON and AOA. So you have to finish this. So 99.99% the questions from limitations of bar chart. So most of the ESE papers will have limitations of bar chart questions. And network construction rules. So network construction rules questions generally we find network construction rules, that too AOA diagram. Next, third heading could be CPM network. Under CPM network, then how to calculate floats. Float calculation. So under float we have almost 4 types: total float, free float, independent float, and interference float. So float calculation generally will get, and sometimes the question could be earliest values, for events, and earliest start time, latest start time, earliest finish time, latest finish time for activity. Then how do we estimate earliest values and latest values? Such kind of questions we get under CPM network. Next, fourth heading could be PET network. Under PET network, formulas, two formulas we had. One is expected duration of activity, it is very important. Expected duration of activity, that is a TE. So here the formula is T0 plus 4Tm plus Tp by 6. It's a very, very important formula. If you remember this formula, enough. So in ESE paper directly the question could be what is a TE formula. In GATE, numerical is given to you, and that numerical will have 3 values. Those 3 values are to convert into single value. Next, expected project duration, expected project completion time, next, probability calculations, probability of completion. So these are possible questions under PET network. And next important topic is project crashing. In project crashing, cost and time relationships, how the direct cost, and most of the cases cost slope calculation, which is linked with direct cost. Formula is there, and direct cost versus time, indirect cost versus time, and what are the direct cost elements, what are the indirect cost elements. Such kind of questions generally will get in crashing chapter. And next, resource allocations. Again here in this resource allocations, next heading could be resource allocations. Smoothing and resource smoothing and resource leveling. So majority cases we may be finding questions related with these things, titles, resource smoothing and resource leveling. So whatever I am giving, try to complete. So first you have to finish these things. At least you complete these headings, subheadings. Next, scheduling tools, CPM network, PET network, and crashing as well as resource allocations. Next, tenders and contracts. Next heading, tenders and contracts. So in tenders, open bidding and selective bidding. And bid price calculations. Types of contracts. So these three headings important under tenders and contracts. So different types of contracts. And next, if time permits, last topic would be depreciation. Depreciation. So different methods we had. Straight line method, very, very important. Straight line method. Declining balance method. Sinking fund factor method. Last one, sum of years digit method. So my suggestion, 7 topics you take. These are most important. Out of many topics, like actually I'm not taking safety, labor, manpower planning, or it could be quality control. These things I'm keeping aside. I'm not touching them. So you are not taking those things, no, 1 or 2 questions you may be missing. But if you complete these 7 headings, 9 questions you can answer out of 12. And gate point of view, full all questions you can answer. Like a 2 marks you will get. 1 or 2 questions you will get from CPM and PET. That too you can manage. Okay. So next session I am going to discuss a few important questions related to these headings. Okay. If you have any doubts or if you have any queries, then we'll discuss in the maybe day after tomorrow. I'm going to have one more session. At that time you can discuss. Like you can even bring to the notice of like a faculty, so that we'll have a discussion in the next session. So thank you. So thank you for listening to me.